On. Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Rod Larson, CEO of Shoply. It's my pleasure to be with you here tonight. I'm joined by Stacy Vasilovich, who has been a great member of our team. She just helps everywhere she can, and she's not even a corporate member perfectly, like legitimately, but she just offers up her time and efforts for us nonstop, consistently, and just happy to have her with us. Hi, Stacy. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing really, really well. Thank you. And I appreciate you being here with us tonight. I know that you have some vendors. We're going to talk a little bit about how the changes we're working on will impact your vendors. And I think that will add some more steam and understanding to the people that are here joining us tonight. So I'm going to say welcome to each of you that are vendors with us here. Some of our pioneer vendors that have been with us from the get-go. I know will be joining us tonight on this Zoom or will be listening to the recording of it at some point in the future. So, as we like to do when we're on with all of our members, our promoters, from time to time, we ask them to jump on the Q&A and tell us where they're calling from or joining from. So, if you feel like doing that, we'd love to do that. We'd like to have this be a little bit of an interactive deal today. I'll be giving you some news and some information and sharing with you kind of what our strategy is and some of the moves we're making as a team for our promoters and for you. And so we'd love to hear your name and just tell us where you're joining from. Typically, I don't necessarily throw names out. I just say welcome from wherever it is. So if you want me to announce your name, maybe just say announce it. I'm happy to be here, whatever. So we're going to start in about 2, 3 minutes. I want to give everyone a chance because we do run this Zoom at 7 o'clock Central, which gives the East Coast at 8 o'clock a chance to jump on easily. But from time to time, those that are joining us from the West Coast need an extra minute or two. So we're going to go ahead and give them that chance to join us from wherever they are. And Keith from Nashville, thanks for joining us. Natalie, thanks for joining us from Texas. Tony, I believe Pigeon Forge. Yes, Pigeon Forge. Very few people know where Pigeon Forge is, and I do, and I'm happy to have you here joining us from that area. So welcome from Tennessee. Marilyn, thanks for joining us from Canada. Joe, thanks for joining us from Tasmania and from Australia. Thanks so much. Denise from Texas, very happy to have you all here. We have a larger group joining us. Again, we'll be pushing this onto our what do we call it? Our our channel on
Yeah, by
I'm
Telegram. We'll
Telegram
send it
channel.
out
I'm
via
drawing a blank
email.
here. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll send a link out to all vendors in an email, and that link will go to the Telegram and perhaps to the YouTube channel, perhaps as well. I'm not certain.
possibly. Yeah,
Yeah,
go to YouTube. It might go a couple different places.
yeah, fantastic. And so what we'll do also is we'll have a secondary call and other calls after that. We're going to announce the time for that call at the end of this session today. So my name is Rod Larson. I've had a chance to meet or work with many of you as we got you launched here at Shoply in the early stages, or perhaps even recently. I recognize most of your names, and some of you I don't, and that's okay because the time is coming when I won't perhaps recognize or get a chance to meet vendors again like we did in the early stages. So it's really great to see each of you. If you haven't dropped your name and where you're joining us from in the Q&A, please do so. We really are happy to have you here with us. Each of you represent a lot of strong efforts working together during the initial beta stage and the pioneer phase of what we began just about a year ago now. And so we would just want to say thank you again for joining us. We'll start here in just a second. So if you want to bring up the slides, Stacy, we'll get going. Um, Again, this is intended to be the first of 2 or 3, probably 3 and maybe even 4 vendor discussions about a transition and some strategic changes we are making here at Shoply. We call it affectionately Shoply 3.0. If you've been with us from the very beginning, which would have been August, September of last year, 2024, you'll note that when we started, we had different stores and different efforts and lots of work going on because nobody had ever done before in our industry for sure, but definitely we think also in e-commerce in terms of pushing out an affiliate-based, influencer-based engine that can go worldwide. That had never been done before. And with that comes a huge learning curve. We call that learning curve Beta 1.0. and 2.0, and we're certainly happy to see it in the rearview mirror. So I'd like to go ahead and start the presentation and tell you kind of what we're moving through. You will see, next slide, Stacy, you will see kind of some initial look and feel for how we went, what we began with at the very beginning of our company. We started with a very small store when we launched. We had, I think, 6 vendors and rapidly grew as quickly as we could. But boy, we had some struggles with different KYC. That's become almost a swear word to us. KYC has caused a lot of pain for everybody internally and for you as well. And that comes from legal requirements from the Patriot Act, and we worked really hard through those, but we're really happy to be able to announce some of the changes coming up that will remove that from us. But going from left to right, you can see some of the iterations of our store during beta 1.0 and 2.0, and now we're working towards 3.0. Next slide, we'd like to show you some of the great strategies and ways this will be a huge, huge benefit for every vendor here at Shopply. So I want to announce to you that we have worked strategically with the key leaders that we work with around our company, the promoters, those that build and drive the sales. And we've worked with them to sort of look at it and taken this chance to say, what have we done really, really well? What have we not done well? And what should we do better? So as you know, we have affiliates, we have influencers, we have Influencers Pro, and we, of course, have vendors yourselves. And now we want to show you kind of some of the new licenses and new strategies we've been able to discuss and work with our team members and our promoters to outline. So as you knew before, we had affiliates as a possible promoter or member here at Shopply. We started with Influencers and Influencers Pro, and you'll recall that the licenses for Influencers and Influencers Pro were $4.99 and $7.99 respectively, excuse me. And then right after that, when we launched with our first vendors, the vendor license ran from $7.99 all the way up to $14.99 for an international vendor. Those were the original 4 licenses that we had. We are very happy to talk about today the vendor licensing going to be changing. We're going to have 1 license instead of 2. And the price point for that is $199. But during this transitional phase, we want to make sure that all of our existing vendors have a chance to migrate over to our new platform with us. We want to make that as economical and as strategic as possible for them. So we're removing that license fee, and we're only going to charge $1. There's a reason for that, $1. It means that it gives you a chance to have your card on file when you understand what we're doing with our new vendor, or our new relationship I'm going to announce here in just a moment. You'll understand why that's imperative and required for you to do that. So we're removing any front end, and you'll notice that our license fee for vendors, which we will migrate or change the terminology. Vendors will be called stores now. When we move towards a new store with a new vendor, or any of you that are existing vendors, that subscription will only be $79, and that will be worldwide, regardless of if you're in multiple countries or 1 country. We want to make it as easy as possible for our vendors to operate, our stores to operate within our 3.0 and beyond. One of the newest licenses that we are releasing here in September is something we call the Affiliate Manager. We're extraordinarily excited about this. As we looked at our business model and all the things we've learned over the last year or so since we launched, we realized that there are folks who want to just manage affiliates. So traditionally, an affiliate would be sort of a self-serving, independent entrepreneur, if you will, out there trying to find vendors and brands that they could represent. And one of the things that we're proud of here at Shopply is we gave all of our affiliates an opportunity to represent all of the 150 plus brands that we were able to work with during the beta 1 and beta 2 timeframe. Now, one of our strategies early on was we felt strongly, even a year ago, that we thought brands and vendors specifically might be very interested in working with some of their existing customers, even before they come to Shopply to be part of the Shopply platform, to work with their existing customers that are loyal, love their brand, love the products, and see if they would be interested in being an affiliate. They might not want to build a team. They might not want to do what we traditionally would do here at Shoply, but they may be interested in building an affiliate team of their own from their own customers. And so, Stacy, we work together with you and many of our key leaders on our leadership calls to see how did this resonate? Did it work? And Stacy, I'd love to hear what your viewpoint is about the affiliate manager and how you think that that will help the brands that you know of, that you've worked with, and perhaps those that are in the team, in your team, working with other Influencers Pro.
Yeah, the great thing is we recognized that there was a gap there for the vendors that came in that had this loyal customer base, and those loyal customers wanted to be able to refer other customers, and how was that beneficial for them? And what this does is, with the affiliate manager being a new license that's available, it allows vendors to take all of those loyal customers and then say, hey, we're going to give you guys perks as a result of being able to represent our products and share them with your customers, share them with your other friends, and you now have the ability to do that, and you'll be monetizing that customer base as well. And so you're giving them the ability to share, you're creating that monetization for you, and then when those other affiliates still shop, you'll be able to monetize what they're doing also. And so your customers, when they shop, you'll make the money off of that as well. So it's tapping into the buying behavior of your customers and your loyal customers that want to share your products and want to be out there talking about those. It gives you that extra ability to add that on as kind of a a la carte portion of what Shoply does to your vendor and your shop. And a lot of vendors, I think, are extremely excited to be able to offer that as well. And they don't have to have the software to do it. They don't have to manage all of
Yeah.
the back end stuff that you have to manage when you have affiliates. And so that's a beautiful thing for them to be able to add on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a very, very important point. If you were looking at running your own affiliate program, this is an absolutely fantastic way to do it. Very strategic because, of course, we have extraordinarily strong attribution software, which we use on a daily basis. And so what this would do would you would perhaps take a member of your corporate team as a vendor and assign them to be an affiliate manager. And so the license would be $100. For that to happen, we would change the license level of your membership as a store, as a vendor, and we would add that to it, combine it together. And that affiliate manager would be a position that then any of your customers that you wanted to refer and have them to be affiliates, they would simply join as an affiliate, which is free. They'd have a $9 a month license, $10 a month, and then they would begin to promote your products to their friends and family, to their associates, to their colleagues, to their contacts, and they could begin to build an affiliate marketing effort for you and work together with you. So it's very economical, gives you all the benefits of being able to participate in this way without having to incur much cost at all and grow that, and then interact directly with your customers as you currently do. Let them go ahead and build the brand with you. And then that relationship is really manager, you, and the customers, direct to them, not necessarily involved in Shoply in any other manner other than promoting your product through your current customers that you think could become great affiliates. So it's remarkable. That will go live with us in September as we roll into 3.0. So next slide, Stacy. At this point, we want to move on and talk to you about what we've begun to do with customer positioning. We, of course, everything that we work on your behalf as a store or as a vendor with us at Shoply has been intended, and we'll work towards this together in driving your brand, giving you extraordinary value as a vendor, as a store on Shoply. So as it sits right now with a $79 a month vendor position, what that will do is provide you not only with the ability for sales to happen on the Shoply platform, but also for you to be able to see what's happening with all of the views, the likes, the actions that happen on our platform. There will be some demographics, some some numbers and analytics that you'll be able to do even right out of the gate in September on our new platform to make sure you're getting an added amount of value, an incredible amount of value just in clicks and views and people forwarding links out there. Just that alone, you'll be able to numerically see how that is working, and you'll be able to strategically understand how your value is being seen by the customer, by the consumer. That's really, really important. So that will be included in the $79 a month subscription that we're releasing in September. And we'll have all of those there for you. But we also felt very strongly, not only that we thought customers just buying from our platform was a huge value to you, but now we also have created a way that we think we can drive what we call Rewards Plus customers. And Stacy, let's show them what that is. We think it's going to be the most lucrative rewards platform ever on a global scale for sure. We think that not only can our customers buy products and get rewards for buying our products, and that started already. They'll get points and things like that. We're pulling that back for this transitional time frame, and moving into 3.0 in September, we will focus instead initially on what we call Rewards Plus. And basically what that means is instead of just simply saying to our customers, buy it and get points, if we have members of our platform, customers of ours that love the product enough and want to get a rebate position from that product, we'll ask them to do that. And then the rebate, instead of a commission going to somebody else who maybe introduced them, they will get what we call the direct bonus will come directly to the customer in the form of a rebate check or a rebate payment, if you will. So we have that. We'll be launching that in September. We believe that this will be a huge force in helping you and our promoters build a customer base, not just customers who buy, but also customers who buy because they want to have the rebates come directly to them. So this will be a huge force in driving more consumers onto the Shoply platform. We're extraordinarily excited about that as we've strategized with our team members around the world and informed them of this new opportunity for them to drive Rewards Plus members. They just are overwhelmed with excitement. I wonder, Stacy, if you could give us your viewpoint on that. I know you've had discussions with team members and promoters in your group. Let us know what they're telling you.
Yeah. Well, the exciting thing for this is it's creating not just it's not a different category, but it's another avenue for the vendors, right? And so as vendors, you have affiliates that are coming in that are bringing in customers. Now you're going to have those customers be more incentivized to continue to make repeated purchases because they're going to get the rebates for those. And so what this will lend itself to be is they will be incentivized to come back to our platform to reorder as a Rewards Plus member because of those benefits that will be allocated to them from the existing commission that you as vendors have already earmarked. It's not anything different for the vendors, and it's just going to go into the hands of those that are opting into that Rewards Plus. And so it's really smart in a very strategic way of getting those customers to repeatedly return back to order purchases again. And so this will create more sales, more stability for all of those that are on the platform and that have chosen to opt in through Shoply. And that's what I think is so exciting about this is that it's not just that one-time kick of a viral product. You're getting the incentivization to repeated purchases. And that's really what all vendors are looking for is that repeated, solid, loyal customer base.
That's fantastic. Our goal on your behalf as a store or a vendor here at Shoply is to help you drive millions of customers to your product to look at it. And the way to do that, we think, is to make sure that we drive as much loyalty as possible by those customers who've already purchased your product at least once. So we're trying to do that with them, and our team is being trained on this right now. We'll launch this again in September, and we expect to see huge growth in our Rewards Plus members as we launch and go forward. This will be a huge focus on us going forward on your behalf. So we're excited to announce that. Next slide, please, Stacy. So many of you may have heard, and of course, many of you on this call are likely also Influencers Pro. So you've probably heard, but some of you are vendors or store owners only. And so maybe you hadn't heard. We want to make sure you do hear from us that we have announced a full integration with Shopify and the Shopify Rails. This is not a merger or an acquisition. We have worked very hard to work directly and find one of the top premium development partners with Shopify. We interviewed about 12, and we looked through them to try to find which one we were the most comfortable with, not just for the 3.0 launch, but for successive 3.1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up into 5 and beyond. And we found a great partner that we're working with as we prepare for the 3.0 launch. And now we're working directly with Shopify. We're driving and developing an application that will be sold on Shopify's application center for anyone who partners with us as a store. And so we'll go through that discussion with you, and then we'll also be working with them and using all of the vast budget and capacity that Shopify has. You know, Shopify is a 140 or so billion dollar company on an annualized revenue basis, recognized as one of the best companies in the world for e-commerce. Roughly 10% of the entire world's e-commerce from solopreneurs and entrepreneurs in e-commerce storefronts comes from Shopify. And that is an incredible statement. It means that we have the ability with multilingual capacity, multi-currency capacity to move forward at rapid pace. And that will help each of you as vendors consider now how you expand your own brand around the world. So let's go in and let's talk about some of the technology and some of the processes, some of the facts about Shopify, so you have a warm, fuzzy feeling about the strategy that we're embarking on together. Just so you know, 675 million active Shopify users are estimated this year. Next year, likely to bounce over 700 million. If you consider the worldwide population, that's getting close to 1 in 10, right? And that's incredible. 1 in 10 people around the world will be buying something on Shopify next year at a minimum. That's incredible, okay? 175 countries. That's virtually every country where you can even do e-commerce on a free and open basis. So every country in the world essentially is touched by Shopify, which is important to you because that means it's doing business in every one of the currencies in those countries and according to all legal statuses required in those countries. So this is a remarkable chance for you as a pioneer vendor to also perhaps expand into some of those countries. So we urge you to check into that as we go forward. Of course, that means also that even if you're operating in the United States or Canada or Australia or China or Europe, whatever your home language is, your store can be viewed in 20 languages. That's really remarkable. So now your opportunity to grow your brand through Shoply with our relationship and our development integration with Shopify is now enhanced greatly. So we're excited, very, very excited about that. It's underway right now, again, launching in September. Let's talk about some of the benefits directly to you as a Shoply vendor or store owner. Now, this will especially be meaningful to any of you that have been with us or started with us and have gone through some of the stages and workup to what it took to be on our Shoply store. First of all, because Shopify is so big and so broad and has such expertise, they have shipping options integrated already in every country where they work. Okay, so that means local shipping partners that are normal and standard practice within any market are now available to every Shopify store owner that is on Shoply. That's huge for you. That means that they integrate directly with your shipping provider. In most cases, the most common shipping providers are an easy step-by-step integration to be an automated shipping process. In our new process as we go forward, you as a vendor on Shopify within the Shoply platform will remain the merchant of record. This is absolutely critical for you to understand. This means that the transaction will actually happen on your Shopify storefront. I will go through this in greater detail, and we will train on this more and more as we go through these discussions. So what will end up happening is you will have a Shopify storefront, and we will use our proprietary application, the technology that we're developing right now, to collaborate with your Shopify storefront and bring your products into the Shoply platform, okay? But the transaction will happen on your storefront. This is critical. This is really critical for you as a vendor because the cash flow is now much better for you, okay? The cash flow comes to you first and then to us, all right? So then you get the cash coming in, and then of course, all of the things that might happen in any specific country relative to taxes, local currency, any of the reporting mechanisms that you might have. Let's say, for example, if you're in Europe as a vendor, or if you're in another country in Central South America where you have to do something called a factura or other invoices, All of that is standard practice within Shopify stores in the specific countries where it is required. Third point, functionality in your local currency. Now, when we launch in September, no longer will our products be purchased only in US dollars, but every product we have, physical product that we have, will be sold in the local currency. Now, we are working through some of the unique instances related to e-learning and digital products. They may be done in local currency. They may also be done in the US or in the US dollar currency. We are yet to work through that, but stay tuned for that if you are a digital vendor or a digital storefront with us. Okay, next slide also. Taxes and the documentation, as I mentioned, are going to be local to Shopify and functioning as they need to within that country. The other thing that's very important to you is as we're driving customers on the Shoply platform for our Shoply promoters, but also for you as our Shoply vendors or stores, it's important that communication happen in a way that you intend on your side. Now, we will also use autoresponders within the storefront itself, within our platform. But your interactions, whether when you've received an order, when you've shipped the order, when the order has arrived, the autoresponders that you incorporate into your Shopify store will be fully functional direct to the consumer. Okay, now, of course, we will also be communicating to them as a Shoply customer or Rewards Plus customer or promoter of some type or license. Now, very exciting for you as well. There's over 200 Shopify themes that are available to you in their Shopify theme store. This is incredible because now you're able to choose a look and feel on your store. And as much as possible and as soon as possible, we incorporate your look and feel on our Shopify Shoply platform, okay? So what will happen out of the gate is all of the products, as you present them in your Shopify store, will, in a collaborative method, show up on our storefront. I'm going to show you in a minute what that looks like. And then over time, your banners, your artwork, your color, your gradients, everything else that you have selected on your Shopify themes will also begin to eke into or become part of your marketing position on the Shoply platform. It's super, super exciting. One of the hardest and biggest stumbling blocks that we had during our official beta 1 and 2 launches was, of course, KYC and all of the documentation that various countries require to become an online member of any marketplace. But because Shopify is operating from within all of those 175 countries, now those legal documentation and KYC requirements will be done by Shopify within the country where they operate, where that vendor or store is operating, in this case, you. So, and then the final benefit for you is a proprietary, very exciting, and very simplified, powerful tool is being developed right now. It's a plugin that will allow you to manage your storefront directly from your Shopify store. So let's go into that. Let's show you what that's going to look like and how it works. So these are just wireframe mock-ups. These have not been artistically rendered or anything. This is just the stage that we're at in development. Of course, you will see much more branding and much more, Shoply look and feel to this. But what you need to notice are the left frame and the way this flows through. So of course, when a vendor becomes part of Shoply going forward from 3.0, and each of you as current Pioneer vendors, we would love to see have that happen. And by the way, something close to 25% of you already have a Shopify store. And whatever your Shopify store is, once the plugin is ready, it is going to qualify to be able to be used on the Shoply platform, okay? Those of you that are now going to consider and go get your Shopify brand going, your own Shopify store, any of their Shopify store types, basic all the way up to pro, all the way up to a large scale enterprise, will work with our plugin. So whichever one you think is best for you, if you've got 10 products, perhaps the basic is good enough for you. If you've got 10,000 products, you're probably going to be on an enterprise level version of their platform or their service. The good news is no matter what your license or subscription is on Shopify, it works directly with the Shoply platform. So you would simply, once you subscribed and licensed in, then we would send this link to you, and you would, from this link, then download the app and connect directly with Shopify. You can tell that it's just basically going to look at your store and go in there. Now, you can see the permissions requested. We're going to view the products. We're going to manage the orders, things like that. We want to be able to look in your store and bring that to our platform. It's very, very exciting. Let's show you how that looks. So the next step is going to basically, and it'll happen automatically. Once you give us the permissions, it will connect to it, and then you'll go to the dashboard and you'll see in this example, there's 2,450 products now synced from your Shopify store with the Shoply platform. And if this was an existing vendor, you would see that existing vendor has 15 new orders and new revenue coming in. You'd be able to see all sorts of recent activity going on. Again, this is where you would view what's happening on Shoply. This is not where you would administer the efforts to take the product off the shelf, put it in a box, and ship it. That happens on the Shopify side now. So it's very, very exciting, very simple, and all of their tutorials are now available in all of the languages in every country where they operate. So very, very exciting to leverage all of that expertise and their development budget and their prowess to make Shoply, our platform, to be a worldwide success. Next slide, please. Once you are in, you'll recall as an existing vendor, as a pioneer vendor, that there was something we called the slider. We've taken a chance to take a snapshot here, thank you, Stacy, and throw the slider up there to remind each of you how it worked during beta 1 and 2. And we felt, boy, this is advanced, this will be great, and we just want to simplify it. You set your commission amount, your CSF at a certain amount, and then you did a slider basically to decide how much of it went to the direct bonus, how much of it went to the marketplace bonus. And we found that vendors were spending an extraordinary amount of time making decisions and trying to decide with the help of others, perhaps, what works, what doesn't work, what is the best way to start. And then they were having to come back to it. With all of our experience we've learned from beta 1 and beta 2, we've resolved to the fact that when you start out when you put a product in, the best thing to do is just simply say the majority of the first order is going to go as a direct bonus, and then it's going to flip, and the majority of the second and beyond orders from any vendor will go as a marketplace bonus. So let's show you what that will now look like as a vendor. Once you have synced up and collaborated, all of the products on your Shopify store will automatically be synced up and imported into this product catalog for Shoply. And they will default to being available on Shoply. If it's for some reason you have a product you only want to be available on your Shopify store, but not on Shoply, as you can see by the fourth one down on this list, you can simply opt out and not have it be visible. But in this situation, you simply look at it with your own math. You can say, my commission amount is X, okay? And you need to set that in a way that will work. And then we will take over on the behind the scenes and just simply say the first order, 67% of that is going as a direct bonus. And the second order and beyond from you by any customer is going to go 33% as a direct bonus. And the rest of it is going to the marketplace commissions. So we've made it extraordinarily simple, very fast to upload a catalog. We believe in 10, 15 minutes could be that somebody can get themselves from Shopify onto the Shoply platform in a heartbeat. And so for you, we've done everything we can to simplify this. All right, so it's super, super exciting, super fluid, super fast. All right. So we want you to understand the strength and power behind affiliate bundles. Many of you have created affiliate bundles for our Shoply store in the past, but we're putting a huge added emphasis on this as we have promoters, and which we would call influencers or Influencers Pro, coming into Shoply to push the word out through their teams, through their affiliates, through their affiliate managers on your specific products. And so many of you have created an affiliate bundle before, but now we are making the affiliate bundle part of the enrollment path for all influencers and all Influencers Pro, and an optional path for affiliates, affiliate managers, or others. So that means that when somebody comes on to be an Influencer Pro, they are going to be required to choose a vendor and an affiliate bundle from that vendor. Let's talk a little bit about what we want that to be like for you and how we are positioning this for you as a vendor, as a store partner with us on Shoply moving forward. We believe now, after a full year of experience here, that the affiliate bundle is absolutely your one-time opportunity with a brand new influencer or Influencer Pro to inspire them to really focus on your products. As a vendor, your products, if they select that as their affiliate bundle, you know that they are committed to that. Now, we're going to ask and require that the affiliate bundles be considered by our vendors as a one-time opportunity to secure a motivated salesperson or a motivated influencer or affiliate. The way you do that is we want you to consider that. What would you spend? In this day and age, it's important to understand influencers and affiliates typically receive free product or often receive free product and then are paid just to post, right? And if a sale happens, a sale happens. So the expense and the risk traditionally has always fallen upon the vendor, right? We want to turn that for you. We are turning that for you and with you. We expect our influencers and our affiliates, if they so decide, but all of our influencers and Influencers Pro to select a vendor that inspires them and to demonstrate their motivation to that vendor. We want them to buy the product from you. We expect a very good discount and a high commission on this. Our requirements on the affiliate bundles are $300 at that price point for as much product as you can bundle into that for them, and a commission of 50%. Okay. This is a chance for you to get that influencer or Influencer Pro really indoctrinated into your product. I would view that as a chance for you to outbound communicate directly to them, show them exactly what your products are, provide them with training videos, do all sorts of things. Once they've selected your product as an affiliate bundle, you absolutely know that they are committed to that product and they want to promote it. So we're going to give you a very easy method for you to create and adjust bundles as you go. You can see here with this example on the screen that with this example vendor or store, product X Pro and service Z Premium were bundled together or linked by the vendor directly, simply by a click and associate methodology. They are linked together to create a growth starter pack and then an ultimate creator suite and an essential marketing kit, all of them with a different combination of products or services in there that you as a vendor, you as a store, you as an entrepreneur think are the best foot forward, the best thing to show our influencers and Influencers Pro to help them understand and become trained and know your product and suite. I'm interested, Stacy. I know you've been talking with your teammates about this concept as they're building their own teams of influencers and pros. How are they reacting to the concept of an affiliate bundle and moving it forward in this way on behalf of all of our vendors?
Well, we're really excited about it. One of the things that we noticed in this first year is that when we first started at 1.0 is that we didn't have any kind of a bundle even allocated. That thought hadn't even entered our minds, right? And so we're asking people then to represent products that they had never touched, they'd never handled, never tried, never sampled. So then came all right, pick your favorite product and order those products. And that worked to a certain extent. And then the next step at 2.0 was we started to build these affiliate bundles with the vendors. But they varied they had a high variance in them. It was still an optional purchase for our influencers and Influencer Pros once they purchased their license. And what we found is it still was a next step. And what the vendors now will have the opportunity to do is once they have really zeroed in on which products are their hero products, their most popular, their best sellers, they can then earmark those products into a package. And when the influencers and Influencer Pros automatically sign up, they'll be forced from the list of vendors that have approved an affiliate pack, they will have to pick one of them. And that's huge. That means if you as a vendor are choosing to offer an affiliate bundle, they will have to pick one of them, which then puts your products in the hands of the newest people that are the most motivated, most excited to make money, and it's giving them a first look at the products that they're most excited about. And so it's a great opportunity for vendors to get exposure, and it's a great opportunity for us to make sure that our newest people have the right tools to be successful in this business. And so that's a win-win in my book for both sides.
Love it. I think the perspective is fantastic. The excitement out there is quite palpable for all the leadership that we're talking through on this. They understand now methodology and a way for them to lock arms with the vendors that they brought, and then work and promote through their teams that this is the vendor that we love. We're going to go select this bundle. We're going to start out, and we're going to continue going forward. And this is also the path for them to become an ongoing buyer in what we would call an MRO, or a monthly recurring order from you. So this is the way to get your product into the hands of a new affiliate or influencer where they can share it, promote it, and build it and drive sales directly through those first immediate customers that they're really excited about. So this is great. Next slide, please. All right, I'd like to make sure that each of you, as an existing Pioneer vendor with us in Shoply 1.0 and 2.0, understand basically the flow of revenue, of cash flow coming through you. You'll recall before in our platform at Shoply, we took the revenue, we held the revenue while it was being shipped to make sure that we knew it was going to the customer. And then in most cases, no less than a week, in most cases, 2 weeks to 3 weeks after the fact, we transmitted back to you your revenue, your portion, let's call it your gross proceeds after the commissions. Now this is flipped. The best way for us to do this and to expand rapidly into markets is to allow you to be the revenue taker on your side. What will that entail? As we put out a new contract for you when you download the app and you collaborate and lock your Shopify store in on the Shoply platform, in that agreement, it'll simply say, amongst other things, now at this point, we need you to authorize us to do an ACH for the commission amount from your bank account. So if you look at it, using the images on the screen, a customer or a Rewards Plus customer, a member or a promoter of our company buys a product on your store. That purchase or that selection goes to the Shoply cart for that customer or that member, okay? Our Shoply cart really is made up of mini carts, or each of the vendors' selected products. Each one of those vendors has a separate checkout. This is the current cutting edge that Shopify themselves employs in any such marketplace. That has to be done because of international law and the way the functionality of currencies and multiple currencies run. So each one of those vendor checkouts will happen. So we will see people stack products for vendor A and vendor B into their cart, and then go in and just clear out everything and buy everything from vendor A. And then the next day come back and buy from vendor B, or they could buy it all at one time during a successive set of purchases, right? Once they have made a purchase on your store, most of the technology, which many of you, if not all, will employ on Shopify, will store the tokens from the credit cards, from the purchases that have happened by that customer on your store. And then the successive purchases will be very, very seamless for them. So we're very excited about that. Once that happens in vendor A's situation, once the purchase is done and the checkout has happened on your storefront, our application notifies us, and we will then we will debit your account for exactly the commission amount you have set up in the application. So your collaboration commissions that you've put in there for us, we will grab that amount and we'll disperse them on your behalf. All right, as we've agreed. So in this way, the cash flow comes directly to the vendor. We hit immediately after the purchase for the amount off of your bank account on an ACH method. And then we transmit as soon as we know that the product has been received on your behalf by the customer. Then we'll transmit those commissions. In some cases, some of you will say, do it immediately, and we'll transmit those as fast as possible. So this is exciting for you because this makes it so you can go ahead and count on cash flow immediately moving forward. We're excited about that. We're looking forward to the partnership and the trust relationship between the two parties, us and you, making sure that we're able to take an ACH and uncover the commissions amount now that you've received the top end revenue to yourself. So very exciting. This will be the manner in which virtually all of our relationships will happen, especially in 3.0. As we go forward, we will do everything we can to amend that and make it even better and better for you and make everything flow even much more fluidly. But this is great for you right now. So wanted to make sure that each of you understood what the future will be like starting in September. Now, it's important to understand that between now and September, the existing 2.0 version, beta version of Shoply will remain open. And starting in August, it will only be remaining open for existing members. During that time frame, we will have the store closed to new members while we're transitioning over to the new platform. But our existing members will be able to stay on, have their MORs that they MROs, excuse me, that they've already set up. Their recurring purchases with any of you will continue. Their ability to promote and push your products to their customers will continue within that storefront. But we want to make sure that our data is clean and pristine with the new groups and new members coming into the 3.0 launch in September. So August, the store as it exists right now will be open only to members. And then through September as well, only to members, and new members will be signing up. But then the new storefront with your new Shopify instance now on our platform will go live in mid-October. So let's go through this timeline. Important to note, today we're having our first vendor update Zoom about what's happening with our new strategies for Shoply. We will have another one in roughly 2 weeks, okay? And so on the 22nd of July, we'll have the next Zoom, and we'll have even more detail. We'll cover this plus more detail to help you in your transition. Let's discuss what some of that detail will look like. So next step on the timeline will kind of tell you where we're going right now. As I mentioned, the Shoply.com current store will be open in August for the members that are currently on at the end of July, okay? So then next point will be in September, we will begin the process with you of migrating. Now, we already have outlined 2 or 3 different paths for migrating your existing store onto our new Shoply platform in Shopify. We can do that so we currently have been built on WooCommerce. There are a couple of great migration products or paths, plugins, if you will, for us to migrate stores onto our new Shopify platform. Now, what we're looking at right now and reviewing right now is, do we do it in bulk or we do it one store at a time? But our commitment to you as a pioneer vendor is to help you with this migration so that you understand and we can be, in a sense, a little bit of a tech support or a guiding hand for you to be able to get your stores migrated over. This would include downloading all of the content that you've already put onto the current Shoply store and the images, filing those away, and then putting them into a store for you. We believe we can do all of that. And then at that point, you will have your store license set up. You will have done that. You'll be able to go in and begin to edit your store. So sometime in mid-August, we should be able to go through that with you. And then next step there, Stacy, in the very beginning of September, we want you to then go in and start editing and building and honing your Shopify store. Meanwhile, your existing store will be live on the Shoply platform that we currently have. Very important for you to understand, we're going to stop charging all of our existing vendors at that point, I think in August. So there would be no subscription fees to our vendors in August, just because we want to make it as economical and as pain-free as possible during this transitory time frame. So there won't be fees in August or September. And then for each of you that were pioneers, we're actually not going to charge you a fee all the way until January 1st. Okay. We want you to be able to come onto the platform, go through this little bit of a learning curve. We think you're going to be super excited because it will be so much easier, so much more intuitive because of the size and scope of Shopify themselves. So we won't be charging a fee starting in August of any of our current vendors on the store. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you for your willingness to be pioneers with us, and we hope you'll take this advantage to jump over and work with us to migrate in. So we'll help you in mid-August, start the migration path. In September, I think by mid-September at the latest, hopefully early September, you'll be able to access that new store you've set up. Your content should be uploaded for you or with you, one of the two. And then you'll be able to tweak it and set it up, choose your theme, do all of those things that you want to do, get it going. At that point, it will be live on Shopify. People can purchase directly from your new e-commerce store there. But then it will be migrating over, and we will turn on the plugin in early October for you to migrate in and have everything up and running. And then we will turn on the store sometime around mid-October. So the new platform, 3.0, will be launching around mid-October, we think 10th to the 15th. So that's the timeline for you to look at there. We've been working feverishly with everybody on all sides, whether that's internal or our development partners outside, and working everything else on all facets of Shoply for 3.0 to become a magnificent launch from there, off of beta onto a stable running, rolling platform. So there's the timeline for you. We've gone through the basics. I'm certain that you've got questions, customer support has been brought up to speed and they've been trained on the timelines. Everything is there. But we also urge you to ask your questions on the Telegram channel that's for vendors, and we're going to add more content, more understanding to that there. Again, this video will be saved and will be posted on that for you to be able to review in many different locations. Get your questions out and then join us again on this time frame, July 22nd in the evening here, or if you happen to be down under, it'll be July 23rd at 10 a.m. Join us on our second call. We'll have much more detail for you. And by then, we will have gathered up your questions and be able to answer all of them in group form to make sure that everyone is brought up to speed together. So we're super excited. Stacy, any final thoughts from you, what your thoughts are and how you're feeling about this strategic move going forward, everything we're doing at Shopply?
Yeah, I think that without being, if any of you are overwhelmed or you're like, well, what does this mean for us? Or are we getting left behind? I think the best way to explain it is any of the parts with 1.0 and 2.0 that you felt were a little bit rough or had some resistance, especially with the onboarding. And then if you already had an existing store somewhere else, you were probably kind of coexisting between the two, and you had inventory that you'd have to balance between the two. You had, email alerts in one place. Now we're hopefully able to consolidate some of those things, and points of friction that allowed you to do what you do best will hopefully be reduced. And what Shoply is meant to be for all of us is a unification and a hybrid model that will help bring sales to vendors. And that's going to allow us to do that piece so much better and really be able to service you guys, showcase your products, highlight the things that you have, and bring those loyal customers to you as best we can. And so that's exciting for us, from my team to be able to do that. And I know that across company wide is what everyone's looking forward to.
Perfect. Thank you for those thoughts. I'll answer a couple of questions that came on here just so that everyone keeps some flow going in their mind. Whatever your current license is right now, relative to being a vendor, okay? Relative to being a vendor, starting in August, you will not be charged for that through the end of the year. Hopefully that answers your question, Tony. As an Influencer Pro, anybody that is also an Influencer Pro and a vendor, of course, your license as an Influencer Pro will continue and you'll be able to continue to build your teams. And now, of course, when we launch with the affiliate manager opportunity, you'll be able to grow also through somebody corporately on your side working with your own customers directly. So hopefully that answers your question. Another question by Natalie dealing with the credit and the rewards program. The rewards program going to a customer who is a Rewards Plus customer, that will actually be a cashback, right? So that will go directly to them. Of course, we would like them to use that on the store, and we're working on some mechanisms and wallet scenarios for them to do that. But also they will have the right, as they have to, as a rebate legally, to be able to just simply take the rebate and use it for other things. But we would love to have them use it in the storefront. They will be able to use it across any platform, any store member in Shoply. It doesn't matter where they earned it from, they'll be able to use it wherever. So hopefully, Natalie, that answers your question as well. Thanks for those questions, guys. And this is Rod Larson, CEO of Shoply. It's been a pleasure to spend a few minutes with you. We thank you for making time for us. Pass the word out. 22nd of July, we'll have our next visit with all vendors, and we will give you the opportunity to have questions sent in through tech support, customer support at support@shoply.com. We'll gather those and answer them in group form on the 22nd. So thanks again one last time for your time this evening, and we appreciate you being a pioneer vendor, now a new Shoply store moving forward on our platform beginning in September. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again on the 22nd. Good night.
Bye, guys.